You were listening to Midday with Maria Chaleos. Two men accused of hoarding more than 150 dogs in a single home appeared before a judge in Ogden today. KSL NewsRadio's Adam Small was there.
Miguel Salgado Vargas and his nephew Ramon Cano Aispuro both stood before a judge today in the Ogden City Justice Court to face more than a combined 1,000 misdemeanor charges between the two of them. Each of them is most notably facing dozens of counts of animal cruelty after authorities rescued more than 150 dogs and a handful of cats from their home back in April. Each of them, with the help of an interpreter, went over their rights with the judge and were granted access to a public defender, by which the court entered them into not guilty pleas. They could face up to 6 months in jail and or an $1,000 fine for each count if they're convicted or found guilty. Vargas is scheduled to report back to court next month, while Aispuro is expected back in October. In Ogden, Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
Now, more than 150 dogs were found during that hoarding situation. What happened to them all? Rescues and shelters from across the state stepped in to help care for those pups, sending them to foster homes and new families as well. One of those people who took in a dog is Beverly Nichols. She spoke to Midday executive producer Andy Cupp about the situation that led her to getting Ooma.
So I got a call from the lady who runs UAAF, which is Utah Animal Advocacy Foundation. They were able to take a few of the dogs from that situation. She was in a foster home, which did crate training, but she did not do well in the crate and actually ended up kind of bloodying her tongue trying to get out. So they called me. I just set her up in a bathroom at first just to let her have her own space. She was anxious, but not more than any other dog in a new place. But she didn't really have a concept of potty training, although she did really well she does really well on pads, and she's following my dog Sierra, who's a very mellow husky. She just sticks to her and just follows whatever Sierra does, and it's really touching because Sierra is not really bonded to our other two chihuahuas, not from this situation. So it's really, really sweet to see them both together, and Sierra has someone with her too. She does have, little Ooma does have a deformed bottom. The bottom part of her jaw is like only looks like halfway. They guessed that she's about 3 or 4 based on her teeth, I guess. But she is adapted to it. She eats really, really well. Somehow she kind of scoops the food up in her mouth and moves it to her back teeth, I guess. I've tried to watch her eat because I was fascinated to see how she was going to manage that, but she's a little trooper.
Beverly says Ooma bonded almost immediately with her and her husky, Sierra.
She's pretty much bonded exclusively to me. She tries to protect me from everyone else in the house, but she's an absolute doll. She's a very healthy weight. Her fur looks great. Her eyes look, bright. And other than being really nervous about when I first took her outside, she was extremely nervous and just kind of fluted right on. Flute means they just pancake. But she's getting really great. She rides the yard. She watches Sierra having fun, so she does too.
Talk to me a little bit about why you agreed to bring her in. I know that you have a lot of experience bringing in animals who need help, but why in this particular situation did you want to bring her in and care for her?
When Mary Jo called, I had heard about the situation a little bit, but I didn't really look into it because I didn't want to know if it was bad. When I saw someone showed me some video, I saw that they were not in crates, which made me, happy that part. They were just kind of bouncing all over on the mattresses and stuff, which I felt a lot better about. But I also wanted, I felt really honored to be asked. For one thing, I'm better taking in cats. I understand cats really well. But I call her my little peanut. I was fostering her. I had planned okay, she needs to go to a home with another dog for sure, and this and that. But when they asked me to make her profile to put on the adoption page, I can't. I couldn't let her go. The idea of it just broke my heart to think of her going. She's just become I don't know, she's got a place in my heart, and with Sierra too. And I knew coming from that situation, I think most of them were from what I've heard from other fosters. I mean, they're not potty trained. And I know a lot of people get frustrated with that when they adopt a dog. I have the patience to deal with that kind of thing. Plus, she's anxious with the other people in my house, and they're fine. They understand too that her background, she just hasn't had some of the direction and the different things that maybe other puppies would have had. So I was honored to take her in.
Beverly wants people to know that the dogs who were rescued from the situation weren't just sent to cages in the pound. They are all being taken care of by shelters and people all over the state.
And I read some comments that said, well, that doesn't look so bad. I mean, now they're going to be in cages. And I would like people to understand that rescues from all over the state stepped in and took who they could. So it's not like they went straight to the pound. They absolutely didn't do that. Many of them got adopted right away or went to foster homes. So, and I just want to make sure people that she was very, very healthy.
Beverly says that despite the situation that Ooma was found in, she does believe Ooma has been shown love. She says it's an unfortunate thing and that good intentions can get out of control really quickly. And if you see little Ooma's face, you can see why she fell in love with her.